what's up, Cardmunity? Welcome back or welcome to my channel. If you are new here, please do not forget to subscribe. If you are not new here, welcome back. So today, if you had read in the description / title of the video, I did a pretty substantial declutter and I'm getting rid of a bunch of my makeup. So I'm going to go through and let you guys know. I have a bag of products that I am donating that were like unused, untouched, but because these were like swatched once or used like a couple times, I can't give them to people. Like I can't. I'm planning to give them to shelters and I don't think that they'll accept them if they've been used. These are the products that were deemed unfit to give away and that I am not keeping. So let's dive in. I have a giant trash can over here that I'm not going to lift up because it will spill, along with just like some other little pieces over here. So let's grab like a little handful. So I have several different lipsticks. I have one by Lipstick Queen. It is blue. I did swatch it and the color payoff just isn't there. I bought it probably a little while ago and just never quite used it. So it was new right up until I swatched it on my hand like 5 minutes ago. And it's super, super light. It might change. Like it might be one of those like mood changing type things where it intensifies the longer you wear it. But it's just, it's almost like a balm. And I'm like, I don't know if I want like a slightly blue tinge to my lips. That's kind of weird. So no thank you. The other one is the Urban Decay Matte Bittersweet Lipstick. I just don't wear this color anymore. I prefer darker colors year round. So that's the tea on her. This one is a green lipstick. I do have some green liquid lips, but lipsticks, they wear off quicker, I find. So it's not something I used. And this is in the color Junkie. It is a metallized lipstick from Urban Decay. These two are from Clara Cosmetics. I think I got them at like Marshall's. This one is just super light, like it's almost skin tone for me, so it just looked like I have no lips. So that was that. It's in the color 21. This one is just too light of a red. I really don't like light reds. I thought it was going to be a deeper red, but it's not. So that's in the color 17. I had gotten this lovely palette in a BoxyCharm, and I have an obscene amount of palettes, so I don't reach for it. It's not bad. I don't know that I've even swatched it. It doesn't look like I have, so I might put this in the donation bin instead. It is a pretty palette. It's got both like, you know, blushes and a little bit of a bronzer. It'd be too dark on me. You know, like a highlight and then some eye shades. And that was the Pure Cosmetics Midnight Masquerade Face Palette. There's that. Some more lip colors. I have a Kat Von D color in the color Lovesick. Again, this one, everyone calm down. This one I think would just be a toss because I know I've used it before and there's no way to disinfect it. But it's just, again, not a color I use. Same with this one. It is the Tartist Lip Paint in the color Festival. I just have like other colors that look nearly exactly the same. So there's no point in having two of the same thing. There's a Bite Cosmetics Gin Fizz. It's just a really light pink. I think, again, like I swatched it today. It's just too light for me. Like I don't wear that light of a color. It looks weird on my face. I have a very, very, very teeny weeny sample size Too Faced lipstick in the color Naked Dolly. And it truly is naked. Like this is like not a foundation. A concealer shade. So let me bring it out so you can see it a little bit better. but like you can, it's like almost blending into my hand. That's how close it is. So again, it just made my lips disappear. So I have this Sephora cream lip stain in the color 37. That's all it says. It's shade 37. These are apparently made in Italy. I do still quite like this color. I'm kind of tinkering with like getting rid of it or not. The only thing is I have another color that's very similar, and I'm like, I don't need this many shades or lipsticks. So to have one that's nearly the same color, like that's slightly, I think, lighter or darker, it just doesn't seem worth it to keep a color that's so close to another color I already have. Dunno, we'll see. Then I have this Profusion Metallized 10 Heavy Metal Duo Foil Eyeshadows. These 4 shades have been swatched, but they were only just swatched today. And that's because I had apparently bought it and never actually opened it. I have this MAC Sultan Patent Polish Lip Pencil in the color, I don't know, it might have been Sultan. Sultan might be the color. But it's a dark brown. And it's more of a balm. And I had them for quite some time. I never used them. So I was like, it's time for them to go. We have another MAC Violetta Amplified Lip. And I used to be obsessed with this color, but it's this like shimmery, like magenta color. And it is really nice, but again, it's not a color I wear anymore. I don't go out anymore, sadly, and there's no festivals for me to go to here, so there's no purpose for it. There's this color, which is Foiled Brat from Smashbox. It's a little goopy, which I'm like not jazzed about the consistency, but again, once upon a time I loved these colors, but now I just have nowhere to wear them. It's not a color you can wear every day, especially with it being kind of foiled. For special events, like, I don't know, we have some weddings coming up and stuff, but I'm not into that glittery lip. I'd rather do like a fun glittery eye. So that's the same with this color. This color is Delusional. It is Vice Waterproof Long Lasting Liquid Lip. I don't think I ever wore this. I swatched it today to double check the color. And it is really nice. It's a beautiful color. But it's got that like shimmer in it. And I'm not about the shimmer. But otherwise it is really, really nice. Next, everyone calm down. I have this big palette from Cargo. It was the Emerald City eyeshadow palette. I don't think I've touched this one, but because it's oh no, I touched Fremont. So I don't know if they would take it, and it's kind of a little bit dusty just from being around, but otherwise it is virtually untouched. And it's got a lot of neutral tones, a couple cool tones on this side. Very nice, but again, I just have a boatload amount of palettes and a half palettes that already have these colors in it that I have used more often. Next, I have a lip color from Storybook Cosmetics. I did a whole haul on a mystery box that I got from them. I will link it. Where did they go? Here? I think they're up here. So I will link that up here for you guys. But I got this gold color in the color Adventure. And it's very nice, very well pigmented. But again, I have no purpose to wear a gold lip color ever. So I don't want to hold on to it for years to come, hoping that I'll go to some kind of like music festival or something, because I know at least for this year, like, there's no music festivals I plan on going to here in Edmonton. We do not have a Coachella. There's no like wild parties I plan on attending. And the events that are more like fun and festive, like I said, are like weddings and stuff. That would be really random to go to a wedding. Some people can rock it. I'm not one of those people. So if you're one of those people, let me know. Next is the NYX Lingerie lip color in the shade Embellishment. Again, it just kind of made my lips disappear. So I don't know that I ever wore it. I think I bought it being like, this is gonna be cool, and then I swatched it on the back of my hand. I was like, no, it won't. Both of these are super recent. I think I got them within the last month or two. They are both from the Too Faced Peach collection. I have the shade Everything is Peachy. There we go. So I got the shade Everything is Peachy, as well as Butterfly, I believe this one is called. Is it Butterfly? Yes. And they look exactly as they look on the bottom. Here's the tops as well. This one, the Life is Peachy, is a very bright orange, and the Butterfly one, which isn't coming across on camera right now because it's too light, it's getting washed out, is a very light purple. I have swatched these once on my mouth, and because I couldn't test them in store, there wasn't any testers. It was just like, they seem interesting. And they are very interesting, but not for my skin tone. They're too light, and then the orange one is too bright. So I think on a darker skin tone, Everything is Peachy would be gorgeous. Butterfly would also be very nice on someone who is dark-skinned. It could be nice on a lighter skin person, but again, I don't focus on my lips as much anymore when I do makeup. If I did, maybe I could make these work, but I like to do a bolder eye and then leave my lips pretty neutral if I put anything on my lips at all. So they're just not colors I use. I was hoping I would, but I don't, and they're not. They weren't. They also just didn't show up the way I perceived them to show up when I had bought them in store. Next, I have this Buxom Whipped Lightweight Liquid Lipstick in the color Instigator. It is a pretty color, but I have lots of colors that are similar, and like I said, performance-wise, it just wasn't performing well. So she's gotta go. Everybody calm down. We'll just let her spin out. Anastasia Naked Liquid Lipstick. Very naked, very similar to my actual skin tone. It just gets rid of my lips, so she's out. We're not trying to look like we've died. This Jouer Cosmetic lip cream, it's in the color Rosé. I got it as part of my Beautylish box, and I liked it when I first opened it, but I did question how full it was because the sides were really streaky, and even just like moving the brush around inside, you can see that it's moving the product around a lot. So I don't know how much product is actually in here, because when you pull it out, you get very little product on the brush, and I was like, it's really not worth playing that game to get a color that's a little bit chalky. Like, it might be nice, but again, I have a color that's similar to it, and I don't have to like dig in the bottle to get the product out. So bye girl, bye. I have a Lime Crime color in True Love. This was part of a set, way too light for me. This might have been cool for me like when I was younger, but right now I'm like, ooh, that looks a little too much for me. Another Buxom liquid lip. This is full on lip polish in the color Sugar. It's just a really light, kind of glossy, metallic-y look. Don't do metallics, so it's gotta go. I have this Huda liquid lipstick in the color Spice Girl. It's a brown color. It's a nice color, but I have so many colors like this, so she's gonna go. She was picked off. I have an Art Deco Magic Fix lipstick sealer with nourishing oils. I have products similar to this, and I've never used this one that I can remember, so I was like, no, it can go. Next, I have a MAC palette in the style Mischievous Mink, and Minx. Sorry, got it wrong. I haven't used it. I swatched this color and this color. Okay, so maybe I've used this one, that one, and this one, but otherwise I really haven't touched it. I swatched this one today because I wasn't really sure if it was meant to be like a highlighter or just like it's in a really big pan. But I have 2 more of these sitting on the side here also to go. I just don't reach for these palettes. I'm a little bit like, it's just, I don't know, aesthetically to look at, it's weird to see so many colors in such different sizes. It's just not a palette that I reach for, and I have these colors in other palettes. Next is this YBF palette called Rock the Croc eyeshadow palette. I had gotten this palette from Winners or Marshalls, and I think I had swatched them once upon a time. It looks like I touched Cadillac, Poodle Skirt, and Twist, and maybe Sock Hop. I haven't used it. This brush is literally untouched, aside from me picking it up right now. There's no product on either end. And the color, this one did swatch very, very buttery, but again, it's just, I have these colors in other palettes, so there's not a reason to keep it, especially considering I've had it for a little while and I haven't used it. So next I have the Lorac Los Angeles Pro Mega 4 palette. I was so excited when I bought this palette, and I think I bought it about a year, probably a little bit more than a year ago, when I went to California and I saw it in, ooh, what's it called? Like a Kohl's or something like that. And I got super, super excited, snatched it up, and I've used it once, and I found it to be incredibly dusty. So I've used definitely denim. I've dug into denim. I touched Peacock, and I think that's it. But like, it was really explosive when I went into this one, and it just wasn't, like, it really turned me off. But if you're okay, and usually, oh, and Butterscotch, apparently I touched Butterscotch. Usually I'm okay with dusty palettes, but I think because there's so many colors in here, and it was like, you touched it and it was like it was a lot. It was just too much for me and it turned me off. Next is the Miss Rose Professional Makeup 3D Baked Eyeshadow. I got this in a store back home. And I got it because it looked really cool, but I don't think I ever used it. So it's just been sitting, chilling. And the fact that it pops out, I don't love. But you do get a lot of product. But like, they're swirled with color. I don't know if I can get it to pick up on camera. But like, it's not a consistent shade, which looks cool in the pan. But I don't know how it would work on the eye. And because they're kind of domed, I don't know how they would work with a brush either. They might be okay if you used your finger, but it's just, it was a lot of work. And like I said, I have a lot of other palettes that don't have that same issue, so that's happening. Let's pick up a handful. I have some Jeffree Star lip colors. No shade to Jeffree. Love his products. But again, they're just colors that are similar to other ones. There was this one is Berries on Ice. I got another shade from, I think this was like a Christmas exclusive. That's very similar. I think it's a little bit darker or a little bit lighter. And I was like, between the two, I liked the other one better. So, passing this one up. NYX Liquid Suede in the color LSCL1. Oh, Stone Fox, it's on the side. Hello world. So in the color Stone Fox, it was too gray for me. I like dark tones, and this one was like a blue gray, and I like blue, but the gray just was kind of off, so passing up on that. ColourPop Ultra Metallic in the color Three-Way, similar to the Smashbox one I showed earlier, just it's metallic. I'm over metallics. It's been sitting there, done. NYX Cosmetics Metals, purple, very shimmery color. Again, I don't do shimmers anymore, so over it. Another Smashbox color, Mauve Squad, same issue as the other one. It's a nice color, but it's very shimmery. Not for me. I have Land of Lollies NYX Makeup blush. This blush came in a, what's it called? Advent calendar, and it is just too dark for me. But for me, it would make me look like I got punched in the face. So, no thank you. This I spoke very highly when I got it. It's the Spice Up Your Life eyeshadow palette by Essence. I still really like this palette. I haven't used it. I like the idea of it. You get a lot of colors. I think it was like $10. But I have other colors. I forgot the colors. I have other palettes that have these colors in them, that have mirrors as well. And the sad truth is that honestly I paid more for the other palettes. So from a budgetary point of view, it makes more sense to keep the palettes that I paid more for than the palette I paid less for. Next, the Ardell Looks to Kill Lashes, Eyes, and Lip Kit. I did a look with this once upon a time. I've pulled out the eyelashes because I'm going to attempt to use them. But I really liked how these three colors worked, but I'm never going to use these lip colors. I hate using lip colors that are in a pan. That's just personal preference. Not a fan of it. Whereas with these, I like them, but I'm not going to keep the whole palette just because these three colors are decent. I have other palettes that have the same colors, so she did not make the cut. Next, Paradise Enchanted Scented Eyeshadow by L'Oreal. Same. It's going to be a trend across all of them. I do like this palette. It was decent. However, I have other palettes that have the same colors that also have a mirror. So to save space, she's got to go. Lime Crime. I love that this is in the shape of a Polly Pocket. It's adorable. However, I did swatch this one. I think I swatched most of these things before I made my end decision. The pans are large, but the colors are kind of off. The yellow in the middle is super, super, super dusty. I think I did a look with this a while back. If I can find it, I will link it. If not, feel free to explore my channel. Like, it reminds me of Valentine's Day. This would make a great Valentine's Day look. But I'm not going to keep a palette because I can create one look on one day. So, could I create more looks? Maybe, but I have other palettes, again, with similar colors that I can create more looks with that aren't as bulky. So, love this, but I can't keep it just because of packaging. Next, Ace Beauty Grandiose Palette. I got this in BoxyCharm or Ipsy, but I think it was a BoxyCharm. And I really, really like these colors. I can't get past the smell. It just smells really bizarre. But the colors are nice. I did a look with it. I really like it. But again, I have palettes with these colors that don't have this aroma. Okay. This is from the brand Quo. If you're watching from America, welcome. But also, Quo is exclusive to Shoppers Drug Mart here in Canada. They have all kinds of different things. They're their own little line. So this is also quite a few years old. My mom always used to get my sister and I different palettes. This is a super cool tone palette. I'm not a huge fan of cool tone palettes. I held on to this for so long because I felt so guilty about getting rid of it. But the reality is that I'm just not using it, so I can't keep it. I love you, Mom. Thank you for giving it to me. I appreciated it. Stack. Oh, we're getting close to the bottom of the bucket. Okay. We have another liquid lip paint from Tartiste. From their line of Tartiste. It's gold. Not into gold. And it's shimmery. So, nope. I have an Algenist Biotechnology from San Francisco. I really butchered that. San Francisco Ultra Shine Anti-Aging Lip Gloss in the color Reveal. And I think I used this like once or twice. It's fine. It's in the color Blushing Mauve, but I just never ever use it. And I think it made my lips tingle ever so slightly, and I wasn't a fan of that. So, bye girl, bye. I have this nude eyeshadow palette that was just like an off-brand thing. I think I got this also from Winners or Marshalls because it came with like this fun brush that I wanted. Alright, this Rainforest of the Sea Radiance Drops. Never use it. I think I used it once on my makeup and it made my makeup like bunch, and I was like, no. So it can be a good like décolleté or shoulder thing, but I am not into that, so bye girl, bye. The Lasting Finish 25 Breathable Lightweight Medium Coverage Concealer in the color Light Ivory by Rimmel. It's got this annoying thing on this ball, and I hadn't used it in some time, and then it just gushed everywhere, and I was like, this is too much. This is a lot of work. No, thank you. So no. Big Coverage Concealer Pro Pot from Etude House. It's nice, but I think I left it for too long, and it's really hard now. So when I rub my finger in it, I do get it, and it's a decent skin match, but it dries almost instantly. Ignore my hand. I was trying all kinds of lipsticks on this hand, so she's fine. She's just stained. But yeah, it's too dry at this point, so she's gotta go. Everlasting Glimmer Veil by Kat Von D in the shade Thunderstruck. This is straight up gold, like more gold than the Tarte's lip paint, so never gonna wear that, so no. Next up, we have some Grapeseed Moisturizing Spray, watery, from, I think this is just a Miniso brand. Yeah, so I love Miniso. I saw this in store, and I have another one somewhere behind here. My Caudalie Grape Water Spray, and this was like $7. The Caudalie spray is like $20 or $25, so I was like, let's see. But I sprayed it, and it smells like rubbing alcohol. And in the ingredients for Caudalie, it's like the one and only ingredient is grape water, whereas this is like blah, 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 and the last ingredient, sorry, second last ingredient is the grapeseed extract, followed by aroma. So it's just not something I want to be spraying on my face. Not into it. That's straight up just garbage. That's the paper. Okay. Another Jeffree Star product is the color Mermaid Blood. Again, I do like blues, but this one's too light for me. It's more of a teal. And I think someone else would get much, much better use out of it other than myself. We have NYX Cosmetic Metals in the color Fuchsia Fusion. Again, I don't even know why I bought this. This is a very light pink. I'm not into light pinks, so. Another Lime Crime products in the color Cupid. I don't remember why I got this one. I think it was maybe also too light. No, it might have just been that it was very close to another color I had, so bye girl, bye. We have Cinnamon Spice Highlighter from the NYX Advent Calendar. That's what that's called. It was just too dark. Oh my god. So that happened. Next we have Gazpacho from Bite Beauty. It's a teeny tiny red lipstick. It's just too light of a red for me. I don't look good in red, like light reds, so Next we have the Ardell Photo Face Concealer Full Coverage Highly Pigmented Concealer. It's light 3.5 is the color. It was too dark for me. It oxidized really quickly, and then it looked orange, so no. The 24 Hour CC Spot Concealer. I've just had this bad boy for too long, so it instantly also turns orange. It is in the color light, but it doesn't look like the color light. And then Sprinkletown Pop and Rock Highlighter. This one is too light. It's kind of that purpley color. The shift from like white to purple doesn't work for me. Moving straight along. We have the Velvet Eyeshadow from Sephora Sephora in the color Plum Velour 07. It's supposed to last 16 hours. I took too long on this. There were lots of comments from what I can recall. I got it when it was on sale that were saying that it was dry. It's not dry, but it's just like, it looks like this in the pan, but when I put it on, it's more of like a brown color, and I have a bunch of like liquid-ish like cream shadows that are just, they just work better, so did not pass the test. NARS, I've had this for a really long time. I am gonna butcher the name, but it's Goulue, like Goulue. Don't know. It is a blush that would be way too dark for me, so I was gonna use it as an eyeshadow, but it sat in my like loose, not loose pigment, well yeah, like loose pigment and single eyeshadow drawer forever, and I never reached for it, so it's time. I have two ColourPop Super Shock Cheeks in Spoon and Over the Moon. I just never reached for them. I was gonna use them as an eyeshadow instead of like a highlighter, but again, just they sat there and they never got used, so bye girl, bye. I got this from Pacifica. It is the Natural Minerals eyeshadow trio in the colors Champagne Supernova and Sky, and it's weird because they're like cream eyeshadows that are like pressed in, but I have oilier lids, so these colors just lift and they don't stay on your eye, and they don't perform well, so we don't need that in our lives. Next, Colorstay cream eyeshadow in the color, no idea, 735. It's a silver. It's got this fun little brush in the back, quality, but I don't like silver, so I don't know why I got this color, but it's fine, it's good, it's there, but I just, again, I never use it. It's taken up space, so on to greener pastures. Next, Maybelline New York Expert Wear Chai Latte eyeshadow palette. It's decent in this way that it's got like your base, your lid, your crease, your liner. It labels everything, but they're just a little bit patchy for me, and again, I have a bunch of different eyeshadow palettes, high-end, low-end, whatever, and I just have palettes that perform better, so no. I have this color from NYX called Coquette, and she busted. Like, she literally, I think I tried to depot her once upon a time, and I just broke her apart, poor dear. And she's wounded, and I never use her, so I was like, it's time for you to be put out of your misery. And then we have Sin, also from NYX, and she's just a little dusty. Again, I never reach for her. I have this color in other palettes, so on to greener pastures. Too Faced Pink Leopard Blushing Bronzer. I used to use this all the time, but I just never reach for it now. And I have other bronzers and blushes that I prefer, so no thank you. I have Naked Cosmetics, this translucent HD finishing powder. I just never reach for it, and it's like super white, like chalk white, and I don't know if I had used it to set my face. I feel like I've heard that HD gives you mad flashback. Not that I'm like attending bougie events that I get photographed, but just like in life, I don't want to look that shiny. Next, we have some e.l.f. balls. They're like bronzer things. They're in the color Natural. They just took up a lot of space, and I never use them. There's nothing wrong with them. They work pretty well, but I just don't use them, so I can't just keep them occupying space. Next, MAC Classic Cutie. Again, same issue that the other one had. These have to go. They're just in my way. This is a cool tone palette, so I don't know why I got, oh, yes I do. It was for an event that I needed purples, and I was playing with different purples. This looks untouched. Like, I've literally never touched this once. So, there's that. And yeah, I don't love cool tones, and it's just not, the layout's just kind of funny. I might put this one in my donation bag. Wow. Then there is Risk Taker, also from MAC. Same concept. This one I have played with a little bit. Like this one, they've all kind of been touched. But I think I used it to create a look once upon a time, and then I never reached for it again. So, there you go. Almost lastly, we're getting there, is the Urban Decay Kristen Leanne palette. I used this palette to make a St. Patrick's Day look last year, and I haven't touched it since. These colors are nice, but I just don't typically reach for like the purples, the pinks, and the blues, or the greens. The orange maybe, but I hate depotting things. I've learned that. I ruin things. So I'm like, no, I'll just leave it. And then we have the Laura Lee Party Animal. I think I got this in a BoxyCharm a while ago. I touched them. I swatched all of them, but I've never done a look with them just because I'm not into like super color. Every now and then I might throw a color on, but I have other palettes that aren't as intense as this one. So keeping those, stitching that. I have another lipstick queen in the color, it's just straight up black, similar to the blue where like it gives you a very light wash of color, but that's it. And I'm like, nah. And then I have Papadon Peach, and I used to use this a bunch, but it kind of got like a funny cast over it where like it's kind of bumpy in the middle. I don't know if it'll pick up. So it just got kind of bumpy. It got harder to pick up the product. I don't know if you could go in and scrape that off, but I have other colors that are quite similar, so we're over it. I don't know. Lastly is my personal beauty blender, which is not a beauty blender. It is from, again, Quo. Currently it's covered in hair. It's just a little more stained than I would like, and I have so many other brushes, not brushes, sponges sitting on standby, so I figured I would just use that. So I'm gonna cut into this one because I'm curious. Like, there's color here because I was using it to dissipate some of the concealers that I have, but other than that it was freshly washed. So I'm curious to know at its core how dirty it is. Wendell, what are you doing? Yes, you. Oh, she was really clean. Wow. Well, that's good to know that the way I was cleaning it was obviously fine. We knew, now we know for the future. Wendell loves hanging out with the makeup. She's a diva. So yeah, that's what the inside of my beauty blender slash beauty sponge looks like. Yeah, it's pretty clean. Wow, magical. My hand looks disgusting. Okay, so that's it. There's a couple things over here I might still pull, but otherwise that's like my whole makeup collection decluttered. So if you enjoyed this video, let me know if you've decluttered your makeup recently. You know, let me know your tendencies. Like I said, mine tend to be like, oh, I'll use it, I'll use it, I'll use it, I'll use it. Like, I spend my money on it, I need to use it. But then it's like, it's been years. And I've changed as a human. So, over it. Yeah. So I hope that you enjoyed this video. Don't forget to subscribe. Don't forget to like. Don't forget to comment. Thanks for checking me out. And until the next one, bye.